do... Okay, I don't know why. But apparently my microphone got it. I guess I just haven't used OBS since doing the card sorting stream, which is a little weird. The streamer speaks, indeed. Hello. Good to see you, Kai, and thank you for the first. Thank you for the first. So, recapping everything that I just said in a little bit less of a ramble. I know why streaming is important, how important it is, and then also the importance of it. In large part, streaming comes first, and it happily comes first. And so, like, I used to worry that, like, I was wasting potential by, like, not writing, or not doing enough game design, not focusing on, like, publishing Hearth, or whatever. But I'm really happy with streaming. I'm really, really happy with it. I think part of that has been... Part of it has been a awakening of how I like to stream and why, and then all the other half is just solidifying confidence and self-care and self-belief. All those things are important. All those things are important. And it's made it really clear what the big priority is. Oh, God. I knew he was coming. I definitely am feeling the self-care stuff the last week. Hell yeah. Good. Do you, just for clarity's sake, hell yeah either way, but do you mean for yourself, I assume? Like you've also been in healthcare vibes? I realize there are two ways to interpret that. Mostly because I'm still coming from the accident. Yeah. I'm glad you are, and I'm glad you're okay. Like, I didn't get... I guess I didn't really find a good opportunity. It's not like there wasn't an opportunity. I just didn't really find the opportunity. How are you doing with that, by the way? Like, I hope, because I know, especially after a car crash particularly, that a lot of side effects can come up far after the event. Better than my roommates. I just got back to my dorm after a week of being home. After thinking things through and seeing a few more pictures, it's a fucking miracle. I got out mostly physically unscathed. Yeah, I'm so fucking grateful for them. God. So most of the work's mental. I'm not surprised. I mean, I'm glad that you are not physically fucked. That like whiplash and other things are not fucked with you. You didn't realize later on that oh shit, I am, like, I have a broken vertebrae or some shit. That often happens with those big crashes, but like, god damn, I'm glad you got lucky. That really is it. I mean, you got really unlucky that it happened in the first place. But then it wasn't nearly as bad as it could. The unlucky. So we're grateful. I'm grateful for that. I was driving home for the weekend when it happened. Damn. And if I remember correctly, the truck just, like, blew out and hit you, basically, right? Like, they changing lanes, they didn't see you. My sis said that I should have crashed closer to home. 10 hours total to pick me up. You know, that's probably what I would say, too. That's probably what I would say, too. I remember, like, it was such a weird experience. So, I got in a really bad car accident I'm grateful to have not gotten majorly injured from. And that kind of humor was the first thing out of my mouth. They merged into me, didn't see me at all until they kicked me off the road. Damn. I'm always nervous when I'm truck driving for that exact reason. It's not even like a paranoia, it's just something real that happens. How are you doing with the, well, I don't know. I guess there's nothing specific. I was gonna say something specific, but, like, it's just all together. There's no one thing. I will always have my hand hovering over my horn when I'm close to parallel with the truck. Yeah, like it's so much better to honk, and like I have been in the point of like, like I don't want to honk because it's rude, and then I think about it later, and I'm like, if something happened that would have been so dumb, and yeah. Valid. I hope at least the internal mental panic has calmed down. My G's will be annoyed that I disappeared for a week and didn't work, but I mentally needed that time off. Yeah, you did. Fuck your teachers if they're pissed at that. God damn. God damn. Yeah. If they have a problem with you being gone for a week, only a week, after surviving a very possibly fatal car accident, fuck them. Like, god damn it. God damn. Being alive is a priority. You know? You know, teacher? Teach? Prof? Fuck you. Professors can get so pretentious sometimes. I don't even know if any of your teachers are actually like that. But if they are, to spend that fucking time with my family, abso-fucking-lutely. We do not take that shit for granted. It's so easy to do so. And, like, life does move on at some point. But it is important as a human to celebrate things that are good. Right? We define what is worth celebrating, and my goodness, if surviving is not worth celebrating, then literally nothing is. Or at least, I don't know if it's celebrating, but like marking as important. Giving time and space to it. I get to say I feel like I got hit by a truck, and it's even funnier. It's true. You're like the only one, hopefully, that can say that with confidence. My dad, who again drove 10 hours to pick me up, take me home, woke up the next morning and said, I feel like I got hit by a truck. Wait, I literally got a big truck. I guess I can't really say that. Oh, that's so fucking funny. Ooh, wait a second. Hold on. Hold one goddamn minute. Yeah, your dad's right. I got to spend most of the week playing Satisfactory with my mom, so it worked out very well. There's something beautiful about taking something good from such a shitty event. Like, there's something fundamentally human about picking up the pieces after the worst shit and coming together with people to, like, enjoy a moment. Some of my favorite memories with Ben, shout out, we had our anniversary 2 days ago, were when we were, like, things were shit, and we're like, you know what, let's just make something good happen. Let's just enjoy time with each other, watch a video, play a game, whatever. It's never a case of, like, you never want it to happen, you never, like, are trying to make it happen. But it's the fact that, like, you found something good in and amongst the shitty that is its own kind of sweetness. I'm trying to separate the box from the boy. It's not happening. Happy anniversary. Thank you. We both totally forgot. Fun fact. We both completely forgot that it was our anniversary until I looked up. And I was like, holy shit. Hey. No, it was my mom texted us happy anniversary. Texted me happy anniversary. And I was like, babe. It's our anniversary. Something KB and I would do with both fatal levels of ADHD. Exactly. You get it. 3 brunches or lunch from grandparents. That was nice. Really tasty sushi on Thursday. Everyone comes together. I'm glad. I've actually been thinking about family. My mom, I had a call with my mom and my dad, but my mom's usually the one that talks. And she hinted, not so subtly, that she thinks I should go back home to California, which is like a crazy fucking thing. Essentially move back in with them to start up a career in some kind of stream. Because I have not told them about streaming. And I'm not going to. And so, like, I get it. Like, I just, like, politely ignored the idea. But it did get me thinking about it. And, like, that I am grateful for all of it. Like, having those people around and for me. I was thinking about, like, my feelings on my family and whatnot. And I don't think they've really changed. I miss them. But I don't feel as negative about them. I'm not really worried about it. Like, I'm not thinking about the negative of what could be, or what might happen, or what I wish happened. I'm just thinking about what I can do right now. And with myself separated from my family on the other coast, there is nothing but good that can come from being around my family, or like creating more positive interactions with them. And I'm just focused on having more positive interactions with the people I do care about, like the community that I'm building here, and Ben, our friends. I don't know. I guess I'll give this. I have a little bit of a dating update. As I've talked about it before, that Ben and I are in an open marriage. Right? Ben has a lovely, amazing girlfriend, and we both kind of knew that it would take me a while to find somebody, and I've kind of found some. I'm kind of courting somebody, and it's going very well. And so focusing on that as well has been really nice, as far as like the priorities and settling as a person. And the rabbit hole of the hypotheticals is a very easy trap to fall into. True. Especially when it's the past. Because it's an illusion, right? Like, by entertaining hypotheticals about what could have been, it feels like you could change it. That's why it's so dangerous. That's why it's so tempting. It always feels like it feels like you're bringing it up as a current issue. And it's not. It's not a current issue. It is the past. It is what happened. It's kind of like generally also true with non-acceptance in general. Saw that fucker. Woo. I've been mentally following a lot of hypotheticals lately relating to the crash mostly. I think some of it can be productive, but it's mostly just anxiety inducing. Yeah, there are things to be learned from this. That's always going to be true. And I don't think... I don't think that's really what we were worried about. You know, when we think about it. I feel like there's a difference. I don't know what that difference is, because they're definitely both hypotheticals. Maybe it's just perspective, but I feel like there's definitely a difference between what can I do for the future if this happens again, and I wish that was different. Kind of like Survivor's Guilt, but obviously no one died, so it's just me and my totaled car. I felt that too. So to let you know my story, it also involved a semi. It wasn't as serious as yours. Well, I mean, it could have been. It really fucking could have been. I was driving on the highway, and a semi came behind me. I had just started driving, and this plays into it, was in a really shitty relationship at the time. And I was heading to that abusive girlfriend's house. So I was really nervous about just in general, just like very, very high anxiety in general. And so I turned on my blinker, and the dude didn't slow down. And so he very quickly approaching my bumper. I should have just kept going. That's what we all talked about afterwards. But I just tried to take the turn, and I took it too fast, and my wheels locked up, and I skid off the road at 40 miles an hour, and I hit a tree. But the good thing is, I went into a ditch, and there was a bunch of blackberry bushes, and so they kind of caught the car before I hit it, but the front of the car was folded. Origami. I don't think I lost consciousness, but I'm almost sure I didn't lose consciousness. I was in shock for a little bit when it happened. But afterwards, I did feel that kind of survivor's guilt. I didn't feel guilty about the car. And my parents were expecting me to feel guilty about the car. And, like, it didn't. And they didn't. Because it wasn't my car. I don't know how I feel about it. Because they didn't, like, press it right away. It wasn't, they were like, oh, you should be feeling bad about this. Immediately. It was just afterwards, like, they expected an apology for the car at some point. But There's a chain fence that I think stopped me from rolling multiple times. That was my blackberry bushes. We shake hands. We shake hands in getting our cars caught by circumstance and being incredibly lucky. Incredibly lucky. Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad. Like, I don't know how to describe it, because, like, I would use the word survivor guilt, too. But it's not like somebody died. It's not what happened. And yet, at the same time, it kind of feels like it's the feeling of knowing you fucked up, but like there's no one to there's no one to like get it feel similar. Yeah. There's no one to be guilty to except for, like, yourself. Like, there's no one to apologize to. But you know you fucked up in terms of, like, just being alive, you know? And so it's, like, this weird feeling of having fucked up. But, like, you're not expected to apologize to anyone or anything like that. Just yourself? It could be. It could be just that. Like it easily could be just... So, I didn't even fuck up. It was entirely the constantly thinking about what I could have done differently. Yeah. Yeah, like, I think that's what I'm trying to hone in on, is that it's not a feeling. It, like, you didn't fuck up. But it activates all the same brain chemistry. All the same parts of the brain that fucking up would activate. You're constantly thinking about what you did differently. You want to change it. You want to atone for it. But, like, beyond just being safer, there's nothing to really atone for. Like, it's like it's using the same part of the brain. As fucking up would use. But you didn't fuck up. That's the really weird thing about it. I remember thinking that a lot. I think that's also why I got really, like... I still feel weird about my parents asking me to apologize about the car. Because... Oh, I almost got there. It's like that. It's not the that's not what I'm thinking about. Like I do feel guilty, but like not in a way that would drive me to apologize about breaking the car. Apologize for something that wasn't your fault. That's always made my blood boil. In my case, I did technically fuck up. I mean, okay, actually, I did not drive as well as I could have. I think this is the thing that makes me land on the side of being not okay with this. I did not drive as well as I could have, but I'm not the one that fucked up. Like, I wasn't doing something stupid. Yeah, I was a brand new driver. Like, I wasn't doing something stupid. I didn't have extra people in the car. I wasn't drinking. I wasn't on my phone, right? Like, if I was texting, I would understand the reaction of, like, I'm so glad you're okay. You fucked up. But it was just a shitty situation, and I panicked wrong. It's kind of like driving wrong on black ice, right? Like, it's just a lack of skill thing, not a I made a mistake thing, you know? Because it was also just a really dangerous highway. It's one of the more dangerous highways in the United States, partially because there's a bunch of bars along it, but it's also 2 lanes, like 1 lane down, 1 lane up. People drive super fast. Yeah. But you could have been better. Yeah, and it's like, that's why I wish like there was a feeling that wasn't guilt. You know? Maybe it was like with or without the shame. But you could have been better. And like, how do you process that? Like how much better could you have been? And all of that stuff. That's what's been getting me. Yeah. Like you could have done this thing or that thing. You could have been better. How much better could you expect yourself to be? I think with me, where I ended up with the crash. Wi-Fi strikes again. 10-second solid freeze. I'm so sorry. At least you had a week without college Wi-Fi. I'm sorry I wasn't streaming the week you didn't have college Wi-Fi. But the thing that I've settled on is yes. And like, I could always be doing better. Like, I could have started streaming so many years earlier and all of this stuff. And that there is almost always going to be, not always, but almost always going to be an amount of proactive you can be to have possibly avoided a tragedy. No matter what action you're taking. Just because you could have been better doesn't mean you have anything to do with the tragedy. Just because you could have outskilled the tragedy. If you were immortal or you regressed and had lived life many times before, like, just because of that does not mean that you could actually stop. Or that, it's your fault for the tragedy, right? Because on top of that, no matter what the tragedy is, no matter how much skill you have, rather, there is always a tragedy that's stronger than you. Life could always fuck you up. No matter how good of a driver you are, no matter how... No matter how good you get, life is always better. We are here at the mercy that life has not made things go worse. Right? We are all alive at the mercy that life has not been any worse for us. That's the end of the story. I'm always going to be curious for the possibilities of what could have happened last Friday. Last Friday. Is that when it happened? Both feels too recent and too long ago. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And you know what? In stream, that wouldn't feel so long. You know, you're probably right. You're probably right. And do you know what's also true? And I'm gonna flip this around on you too. If I wasn't streaming at all, it would have felt worse. If I hadn't streamed at all up to this point, if I hadn't streamed Farewell to North and Rain World as much as I have, and all of that stuff. And if you were worse of a driver, you'd probably be dead. You were good enough to not die Friday. Be grateful to yourself for that. And at least I hit the brakes. You know? At least I slowed down as much as I could. As much as we always could have been better, we always could have been worse. That's another truth in all this. I'm living in one outcome of 100 where I'm not dead or seriously injured. Who the fuck knows? Yeah. Who the fuck knows? And, like, I think in some ways, the, like, constant thinking about what could have happened after near-death experiences is healthy and important for survival. Like, there's a reason we respond that way. And you just gotta get, like, work through it. Find your conclusions and understand, like, why you feel the way that you do. And what, if anything, there is to learn from it. And, I mean, fuck, after my crash, that is the beginning of what catalyzed my getting out of my shitty relationship. There is a part of me that is grateful for that truck driver driving me off the road. Because it kind of got me out of abuse. I kicked off the road. I tried to brake, but that didn't work. Saw the ditch, wasn't sure what was in it, didn't want to hit it head on and swerved, probably what made me flip. Probably saved me a whole lot of hospital bills, yeah. So I executed something right, based off of pictures. I did the right thing. Yeah. Like, it is your skill that you survived. And I think especially with situations like this, like what you're saying, a lot of it's just what we choose to believe because we can never know. And what kind of matters is how you want to take the connotation of this into the future. And that's up to you. That's a totally personal question. Definitely will never know for sure, yeah. We'll never know. That was a lot. Okay. What are we taking here? Better. The whole situation made me realize how much I absolutely care about my sister's life and well-being more than my own. I was more glad that I was okay for her sake than my own. Obviously, I'm glad I'm okay, and I'm very okay with that. Yeah. I mean, like, I'm the same way about Ven. Like, No, they sense my weakness. I picked up the wrong weapons. That's why I fucked up there. I used to be a lot more reckless than I am now. Because it was just me. And if it fucked up, that's just on me. But now that it's also so heavily on Ven, I think about that a lot more. And like, yeah, I don't think there's anything inherently unhealthy with that. With caring about others, like there's an amount of like caring about others to the point that like you detriment yourself, which is obviously not good for others either. So it's this weird guilt thing, kind of, but yeah, it certainly does make you realize what's important, doesn't it? Because like in that moment, I realized like the awkwardness, or like, and like I thought of it as awkwardness. I thought I was just being weak, obviously, because like that's just what the abused brain kind of does. But reality is, it was conditioning. It was a lot more than I was willing to admit at the time. But yeah, it makes you know what's important. Makes it obvious what's important, like what really matters. The only way you can do that, but it's one good outcome. Oh, hey KB, how are you doing? Your significant other, we're talking about it, got in a very near deadly car accident. I hope you're doing all right. And live okay. I'm glad you're alive. Probably gonna do it soon because traveling is exhausting, but this has been really nice. I'm glad it's been nice. I'm glad it's been helpful. 45 minutes too late. It's okay. I'm not gonna be on super long, but we can just have a conversation else. Yeah, we've been talking about it. I had a similar experience, and we've been talking about like the guilt and weird feelings and all of that shit that goes with it. And just like the fact you just need to process it. Like it just takes time. Skillage on their part, just don't spam him. Oh my god, I love it. now KB just gets a skill issue to you, and it's a way to make light of the really spooky trauma. Now skill issue has an extra meaning for the two of you for the rest of your lives. Oh, I'm so lucky that was. L plus Bojo plus skill issue plus Burger King foot lettuce. My sister's allowed to say skill issue. KB isn't valid. Valid. Oh, I accidentally just ate my gun. I forgot I was playing robot. Oh god. Yeah, that was incorrect priority. They skill issue means sing song. That's entirely valid. I am still bad. I mean, we're all bad. I still haven't played Silk Song in forever. I'm still at Greymore. Still on release day? It's true. It's true. I assume you're talking about KB. A year before release? You time traveling son of a bitch. We could go with the route as like you had access to it early, but I think we both know that like you're just so good at Silk Song. You're so good at Silk Song that you got it a year before release. Like if people just didn't have a skill issue, they would also be playing a year before release. Like that's the thing. Like Silk Song not out, that's a skill issue. You're just not good enough at Silk Song to play it before release. 20 deaths to Larry. 6 song before Hollow Knight was released. God, how old even were you? You're younger than Kai. Silk Song was released, or Hollow Knight was released in 2019? 2018? Something like that? When was Silk Song? No, it was like 2016. When was Hollow Knight released? $2017. Jesus Christ, yeah. 8 years ago. Before. So at least 8 years ago. That's some real skill right there. I don't game on computer, or really in general. I don't play platformers. No, we all know. That's why it's funny. If you were gaming, this would be like, if you were normally a gamer, this wasn't like one of your first games. This would just be bullying. But like, we know that this is your introduction, and Silk Song's a hard game, which is why we don't like expect it. I feel like I missed something. I really will show you a Silk Song video, but it's got Act 2 and 3 stuff. I'll get there. I'll get there soon. We'll be doing this a lot. I have yet to make a proper announcement, because I still have thoughts. But I have Lots of planes. Mainly, we're going back to, what's it called? Day on, day off schedule. Mean about Team Cherry scheming. About more troll stuff to the game. Perfect. 2 year and a half difference. Ooh, holy shit. Oh, god damn it. In Act 3, Hornet and Silk get it off. I'm glad. You mean Lace? Alright, wake up. I have an idea. Amazing. That's gonna be another 2 years of development. But I mean, like, that is what good game development is. Unfortunately. God. The fucking... That one trap bench. It's on the fucking... I hate that it's on the map. Not the only trolley bench. I'm not surprised. As soon as I saw that, I knew what I was getting into for the rest of the game. I knew what it was. Oh, but I also did a lot of thinking. I think I was thinking about saying this before, but could do it. Yeah. It's also not the worst troll bench. Okay, now I'm scared. Okay, I'm gonna sit. Because my brain's breaking down from P8s. Later than I've been going to bed, to be perfectly honest. Mainly, I think my brain's processing a lot of things, finally getting back on stream. But I realized that day on, day off is going to be... Yeah, what's up? Oh, yeah. just come to me with this directly if you want. We're just never going to. I already gave her 2 tonight. I'm taking something. You want to go for one?
Look at her.
Give her on camera. What? There she goes. You go enjoy that. Yeah, day on day off is going to be the format for the foreseeable future until I am doing this for a living, which is going to be somewhere around 2,000 subs. That's where I can swing that. I mean, unless we're making significant money from sponsorships or videos or other things, like purely off of subs. That's what I need. So, for a long time, Kitty, yes, Kitty indeed, and college Wi-Fi strikes again. Shout out to my Duolingo, but I still got like 8 Kitty pixels. I'm so glad. I'm so glad you got some Ruby pixels. But yeah, like that's going to be the format for for streaming for a long time. When I first did day on day off for, it wasn't that long actually. I think it was 2 weeks. I was surprised I liked it so much. It was an experiment, and then I had to figure out what I actually wanted to do and why, and if there was anything else that I wanted to do or how to adjust. And I was still getting used to the apartment, and I didn't know what my routines were going to be exactly, and so I eventually came back to, yeah, this is the right thing. But now I know. My Wi-Fi can't handle 360p. You gotta like buy your own router, like your own like satellite router. It would make your life so much better. But yeah. It's all the stuff that I had figured out, or I guessed at. But now I know. Now I know for sure how I want to do this, why I want to do this, that I do, and like how much. It's amazing the difference between my mentality pre and post fear, and my style of streaming as well. I'm sure you can notice the difference, but especially if you go back in the VODs, the way that I talk to you guys, what I talk about, how long I spend talking about it. Just giving myself time to think at all is something that I didn't used to do. But I love the day on, day off. Yeah, day on, day off is so good, isn't it? Strictly 160p. I don't think it's the graphics, I'm sorry. Oh, if only there was an audio only version. But yeah, day on, day off is such a good schedule, and that's what we're doing now. I am doing this as a bonus stream, so I don't know. I don't know yet if I'm doing this as a bonus stream or I'm starting the day on, day off. This was supposed to be my day off, and then I was going to do a day on tomorrow. But then I got really inspired and just felt like streaming and decided to do that. So we're here. Here we are. Yeah. My divergent schedule craving brain also loves the certainty of knowing you were streaming. Yeah, and like I love it too. Like it's not just, I mean, like, yes, neurodivergent brain it loves the scheduling. But, like, it's not just that. It's just the reliability of my presence in people's lives. And I always knew that that was important. That's why. Reliability is nice regardless, yeah. It increases the meaning and the significance, and like I can list all the reasons why it's good for streaming, but it's also just good for you guys to know that I'm going to be here to talk to, and to like that the community is going to be here. Because I also feel bad when I'm not in the server, because that also is a signal that the community might not continue to be here. And life is scary enough as it is. And I've always wanted to lead you guys and to be a central pillar and like allow a community to build up around me, and I kind of have, but I can only say kind of. I have not been able to stand on my own 2 feet enough for people to really hang off of me, if that makes sense. And I want to be there, and it's important for me to do that, and it means a lot to me to do that. So now I know the reasons why I want to do day on day off for me. Maybe that's another way to put it. Is that I know why I'm doing this for me, not just for stream. Because I'm not just doing things for stream anymore. I am streaming for myself and like for all of these things and all of that stuff. It's everything that I've been talking about, but it's finally being expressed and understood and acted on all at the same time. And in general, the reliability of the stream is better to bring in more people. It is. It is. We brought in several people over the inscription streams, 100%. Being able to do it sustainably is super critical. It is, yeah, it is more important to do it sustainably. I mean, like, if I was really consistent when I first started and then I quit streaming, I wouldn't be here right now. Them's the breaks, right? Like, if you don't do it sustainably, that's the end of it, right? So taking time to figure it out is more important. I mean, I think about the fact, like, Iron Mouse streamed for years before she really started taking it seriously, before it started blowing up. Same thing with Kenji. Same thing with any streamer you look into is doing it for a long time. I think Spiff is one of the fastest just because his video editing style popped off so fucking hard that it went along with his streaming, and he's also just a very much an outlier where he was doing streaming sustainably from the beginning. But for pretty much everyone, it takes years of work. Turn the Wi-Fi off. It said connected without internet. You're not even getting internet from the Wi-Fi. You just get to connect to it. But now we're talking about Spiff, and yes, he's awesome. He is. He is. And, like, I think he gets unfairly pointed to as, like, that's what you should be able to do as a streamer. Because he got very lucky. And I know I'm pretty sure he's acknowledged that. Like, just his videos popping off and, like, how important that was to him. I mean, he got the Monty tattoo. But he's also, like, naturally so built for streaming. Yeah. And I'm sure he had a learning curve, too. I think he was streaming, like, a year before he popped off. But yeah, there's just a lot to learn. And, like, you know what? Getting to the Great Wall of China is going to take a different amount of time depending on how far away you are. That's just the truth of it. Everyone has the same goal. It's going to take them all different amounts of time and effort to get to that point. I just been thinking about that stuff a lot. And I know right now where I'm currently at is not where I'm going to be, which is really nice because I'm happy. Like, I'm really happy with this stream, how it's going, how I sound, what I'm talking about, how I'm feeling. But I know it's going to get better as well. Like, I am in transition to a more stable style and idiom and vibe and just consistency of the streams in general, as we talked about. And that's super exciting, too. In some ways, it feels like this going back to the day on, day off, because I've eliminated every other question, feels like the last time it's going to be happening. Right place at the right time, and be able to appropriately capitalize on it, and that happened for him. Found him during Security Breach, and now I've been watching him for years, regardless of what game he plays. Yeah. I mean, like, you say, like, right place, right time, being able to capitalize it. There's, like, a lot more to that. But, like, yes. Ultimately, anything is up to that. I think, really, being able to capitalize it comes down to your stability and personal consistency as a creative. Diluted version of it, yeah. Yeah. Of course. Like, that's the hardest part of being a creative, is making stuff every day. Telpture took on a challenge from a buddy to make an animation every day for a year. And any animator would say that's insane. But he just sometimes was depressed and would make a 2-frame animation, or like a 3-frame animation, just like somebody breathing. Just be like, I'm depressed today. But he still did it. And there's so many lessons in minimum effort and all that stuff. Like, I could have just not streamed tonight. I was planning on not streaming tonight, but I got on anyways for the time that I had. I could have just not streamed on the day on, day off thing, but I just got on for 2.5 hours and it was great. Right? Being able to consistently make the decision to create what it is that you create is the most critical and hardest part of being a creative as a career. I remember hearing, I think, Technoblade say that you just need to get lucky, but it's your job to maximize the amount of times you can get lucky. And I like that a lot. I don't... See, like... Yes. In general for life, I think minimizing the amount of luck that you need, another way to say that, is correct. You can control it. There is an old internet idea of going viral. But do you know what I found? Most people don't. Like, if they get huge, they do. But it's the fact... I think we're saying the same thing. You get so many chances on Twitch. People sustainably make their way up in subs all the time. If you roll one die, you have a lot of different things that can happen, right? And I think this is really what you were getting into. This is the long-winded way of saying it. You can get 1 to 6. You can get 6 times the snake eye that you got. If you roll 1 million dice, you are going to get 3 million. Guaranteed. And the internet now has so many people looking for so much content that you're rolling that many dice. And then also part of that is just being on consistently, right? So that you're there to capitalize on those dice. And I think that's what you're talking about. I think that's the thing that, like, Technoblade meant. Is that you can create consistency out of chance through... You can create a guarantee out of random chance through consistency. If you roll enough dice, you will get the average. Right? You might start by rolling 21s, and somebody else rolls 26s, but you will end up with that thing. Yeah. And I think that's, like, the real truth with the internet. Is that Spiff blew up on the security breach video. He was going to get to where he was one way or another. Right? Like, just because that's what he blew up on doesn't mean that he wasn't going to become a big streamer. Even if that video never popped off, people would have discovered his shit, and then it would have popped off then. Right? Be there for the chances, right? It's rolling enough dice. And, like, that's one of the reasons why it's so important to me to stream on Twitch, because that's where you're rolling all of those dice, is because all the people are there and they have good discoverability. That's the big thing. And then I also want to be doing YouTube and TikTok and all that stuff to be rolling more dice. That's one of the reasons I'm getting back into day on, day off, is to work on making clips and all of that. Speaking of which, I'm going to download this right now because I keep forgetting. I'm getting a... the speed running splits. I found you with a random Gorgle raid? Exactly. Exactly correct. If I wasn't playing Rain World, then we never would have found each other. I truly believe that any creative in any field will make money at a certain level of skill. Not that you will get the money that you deserve for your skill necessarily, but you can raise your skill enough that the minimum output that you could reasonably receive is going to be enough. That's my goal as a streamer. And God, there were so many questions between me and that. And that's one of the reasons why I prioritized answering all these questions. Because the reason I can confidently say that I'm going to be doing day on, day off is because I figured out what I wanted to do with writing and how important it was to me. I figured out what I wanted to do with game design and how important it was to me. I figured out how much time I want to spend with friends and how important that was to me. My family, my identity. Handled a bunch of trauma and baggage from my past and my present, or recent years. Just got used to streaming, got used to public speaking, started listening to my VODs, all of this stuff. And now I have situated my life to the point that I can consistently be on, and it just was going to always require that much work. There was no getting around it. It was always going to require that much work. So it's just a matter of doing it. Just extracting this so I have it. But yeah, I'm using the split stopwatch for speedrunning for clips in my streams. So if I say something particularly good or that I really like that I want to make in a clip, I can timestamp it live and then go back to that later, like screenshot the split, so I can go back and be like, okay, so at an hour 38 minutes or whatever, then I check that, see if I want to make it a clip. But yeah, especially as a as a new streamer, it's really easy to say, oh, I'm just not getting lucky. This thing's not working out because I'm not getting lucky. If I got lucky, this would have worked out. And that is true. You can be dog shit and get lucky and it still work. But it releases the responsibility that you have over the things in your life that you could be better and like make it work. Because it's an old internet myth that you cannot make it happen, which you can. You know, I always think about, there was a guy that was who was asking on like something something I made, what can I sell these for? And it was these very roughly carved wooden hammers, and they were like, nothing, nobody's gonna buy this. This isn't adding value to anyone's life. If that person worked really, really hard at it and made those the most beautiful wooden hammers you've ever seen, somebody's gonna fucking buy it. Same thing. I was thinking about a similar concept for someone else today, not a live split, but something similar. Yeah, I mean, it's a good idea, because it's hard to remember exactly where in you want to look at those clips, because it's not like a clip you necessarily want to make through Twitch, and you don't like really want to stop doing stuff to do that. Yeah. Trusting myself was huge, too. I didn't give myself time to think. Not even like 30 seconds before. And now that I can do that, I feel like I can actually stream something that's my style. Unrelated to anything, but I made it 30k channel points? Hell yeah. Do we even have Let's see. What redeems do we have? Do we have anything big? No, we don't have any big redeems anymore. We used to have the game redeem. I'll figure out a big redeem so you can spend, you know, 10k channel points 3 times in a row. Feel powerful. I'm glad I took that off, actually. The game redeem. I was thinking about it today. I want to play a Sonic game because it legitimately made me a fan of Sonic games. And I don't regret putting it on, but I don't regret taking it off either. Because, God, I had so much to figure out without playing games dictated by somebody else. I mean, that's the whole reason I put it on in the first place, was that I didn't have to choose. And then I'm like, fuck, now I can't choose? And now I need to be able to do that? It's a whole process. Did spend 10k points in Gargoyle stream to spawn a Reaper Leviathan on top of him in Subnautica crowd control. Nice. Nice. I'm glad. Absolutely. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that's the best 10k. I'd feel the same way. Absolutely. I'm really excited to see where all this goes now that I'm back. And I am in the beginning of the non-experimental. That's how I'll put it. I know that I love streaming. I know why I'm doing this. I know why it's important. It's not a guess anymore. I know the schedule that works well for me. I know what games I'm going to be streaming. I mostly know the way that I like to stream, which is why I say it's the beginning. You know, it's all a phase, but like it's all a spectrum. It's kind of like the age of consistency. That's a way you could put it. Maybe a bit narcissistic of me, but I'm excited to be the old grandpa who's been in the community for longer than anyone can remember. That's not narcissistic at all. That's not narcissistic at all. That's what you get for being in a stream in the beginning. It's like... it's like being first in a stock that explodes. You know, you saw potential, you stuck to it, and it worked out. Because that's what people are risking by sticking around. You tip the trap back in. That's the thing. Is that I could have quit. It was a matter of trust that I wasn't going to quit, that you invested your time. And, like, it's not like life or death, but it does matter. It does fucking suck when a streamer you really like just stops being around. And you get to that. Like, you get to have that. That's important. Yeah, it's especially after you've had a lot of good moments with them, either directly or indirectly. Yeah, because, like, those are memories that are now soured, that are, like, kind of sad, because, like, well, they're not around anymore. And what's kind of funny is that, like, every time I would experiment and try something new and like take a break and come back, it just proved again that I was going to be around and like gave you guys a chance to see how I respond to new life situations and difficulties and whatnot. And I hope and like to think that I've given some reasonable content. I was gonna go end up sticking around, and that's because you love me. Unironically, though, I do recognize the good vibes of a stream, and that my Bevan sold to me, talked about Sesame and Lex and Silk Song, then left. Yeah. That sounds like KB. That sounds like a classic KB intrusion. It took me a long time to recognize, to feel the positive effect that I had on people in the stream. And I do now. Expecting more, nothing less from him. Exactly. Because, like, you wouldn't be here if you weren't having a good time. If it didn't mean something to you. You would have been overcome by exhaustion, by everything else, but you're here because you're getting something out of it. And I think that's one of my favorite things about this stream community and the Twitch format is that nobody has to be in the stream. Right? Nobody has to say anything in the stream to anyone that may or may not be lurking. You can come to the table. You can eat if you want to. You can just sit there. You can talk. You can play games. You can do whatever you want. But the table's open. There's a spot for you, no matter where you're at. And that if you're here, it's because you want to be. It is a wonderfully voluntary process. That I'm grateful I have a talent in. I think it's beautiful. And I'm glad I can give in this way. And I'm glad I can make a space for people to join together in community. When I first realized how much it connected in my brain, like every part of me linking together for this, I didn't believe it. I didn't believe it for years until now. Pretty much. I'm sure there's part of me that still doesn't believe it. Like imposter syndrome. Kind of like, there's no way. You're just making it up. But it's great. And it keeps being great. I realized how much I just needed to detox and talk to someone else with calm music in a game that's easy to watch but also easy to ignore. It's what we need sometimes. It's the vibe. And like fully loving and indulging my own vibes was something that I kind of knew I needed to do, knew that I wanted to do, like a point that I wanted to get to, but absolutely could not for the longest time. I did not love myself enough. I did not believe in myself enough. I was not confident enough to do that. But I love these vibes. I love making these streams. It is an art, and I can finally indulge in the creation of that art. Because that's probably one of the biggest divides that's happened kind of pre and post this impromptu week off. That when I was streaming, and it was, whether or not I wanted it to be exposure therapy for anxiety and like all that fear, I couldn't actively participate in a creative process. It was taking all that I had to just be here, just to be on stream. Now, I get to actively choose what I'm making in a way that's so much more meaningful, the way that I talk, in the way that I bring up topics and what I bring up and how I respond to things in chat, what game I'm playing, the music that's on. I can create a moment and a space for community to exist in, for people to be seen, for people to be known. That's why that's why I do this. I don't know if anyone else, probably somebody else does, but if or who else does it this way. Well, that's why I'm here. And I love it, and I'm truly just grateful that I found some people. Oh man, I haven't done that accidentally in forever. Can't deny that talking to a specific stranger in a stream online has been very good armchair therapy. Also, I think you're solo your lack of gender. It's mine now. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Gender is a game we do not have to participate in. Isn't it fantastic? Isn't it fan-fucking-tastic? Enjoy it. Welcome to outside the stadium of gender. And yeah, like, how do I put this? It's not like I come here to be a therapist. I'm not a therapist. But I am happy to talk to people about what's going on in their lives and to give them my thoughts. And if that helps them, then that's a good thing. I think there is a reasonable amount of fear and worry about people latching on and being like, you gotta listen to me, or like, this is the way you gotta do this, when they don't actually know, and it hurting people. But opening up a space for people to talk about their problems and the things going on in their lives, and just getting a perspective that is given simply as a perspective, and any advice if it's asked, that is a over the kitchen table conversation, not therapy. Not that therapy's bad, but like, why I'm okay talking about anything. More so. Pronouns are back to any all. After almost dying, pronouns are the least of my concern. I can rock all 64 genders. Some complaints we add like 5 more. Fantastic. Yes. Open space for discussion is really nice, yeah. It's something that's like so important to me. And I wasn't able to answer why that was the case before. But I know now. Because I stream so that people feel seen. So of course, making sure that like everyone has a place to talk about what they have going on. Is really important. I don't want anyone to bring or feel like they need to bring something that is not just them. And whatever they're at, if they're fucked up, like when Othi comes in sometimes, would come in for inscription streams. I don't know if I hope so. The shit she talked about was very real and possibly distressing to some people. It's not something that a lot of streamers would want to talk about. I absolutely want to fucking talk about it. You know? And like, there is reasonable space for concern over, like, whether or not that should be the case as far as health is concerned, because it would be bad for so many people. Because that's not what they're doing. Because that's not what they're creating. It's not the space that they're making. Like, a lot of, what do we want to call them? Traditional VTubers? Like, the original corporate uwu VTubers, they're just making a nice... Oh, I didn't even see him. I saw him at, like, the last second. I didn't process that he was there. A nice, comfy stream that has no weight to it, that people can just forget everything going on and not consider anything deep. And that's great. That's a good thing to have on the internet. That's just not what we're making. And so the response to those kinds of messages in chat is very different. We're going to talk about super deep shit with no judgment. Exactly. Exactly. And I think that's one of the things that comes from my very soul. And, like, that is a good thing as a creator. Like, as a creator, it is good to do that. But it being good to do that for the art is not why I do it, right? Which I think is probably true for anyone that does. But I've always been in, and I've always wanted people around me, even when I was a kid, to feel completely free talking about any fucked up shit we have going on, no matter what it is. Because, like, it's not disrespectful here, especially if you ask, but, like, in general, it's not disrespectful here, because that's what we're doing. We're gathering around the table to talk about exactly where we're at, and what we're thinking, and what's going on. That doesn't matter what the fuck that is. You can lie to me all you fucking want. And do you want to know why? I don't care if somebody lies to me about what's going on. Why I don't, like, interrogate people about what's going on. Because it doesn't fucking matter. Right? It doesn't matter. If somebody comes in here and starts saying, my parents died. Right? It doesn't matter whether or not that's true. Let me tell you why. Because, like a classroom, where if one person asks a question, many people will, there is something gained from addressing those feelings and those ideas for everybody. And they're saying it for a reason. The human mind may not be efficient, but it doesn't do anything randomly. So whatever they have going on that they feel they need to say that, they just need some sympathy, they need somebody on their side, and they don't want to talk about what's actually going on. I don't give a shit. People entering into the conversation is the important part. And, like, there are certain things that feed into that, like how it's about the conversation of it, and it's not about somebody winning. It, like we're not doing any giveaways or anything like that, so there's no extra motivation except to just join the conversation. And that's why I think it's really important. Talking to somebody in real life, it does matter if they're lying about that. Like, if somebody in real life comes out and says, like, my parents died, and it isn't true, then, like, it's just hard to trust them in general. But there is no, I don't need to trust you guys as an audience, so I don't need to know whether or not what you say to me is true. And I'll just learn whether or not, like, what you say is true, like, through time and whatnot. Like, Kai, I don't doubt you at all. Right? But I think it's just one of those really unique, important parts of these streams that when somebody comes in and they say shit, I'm never going to just doubt them. Unless, like, they're making specific claims or, like, demanding something or whatever. Like, unless there's some specific reason to address it or interrogate it or, like, a larger conversation to be had. I don't give a shit. And also gives people a chance to see how much our emotions and experiences can overlap with other people, because it's really easy to feel alone in your experience. It is. It is. I can send you pictures that you really want to tell me. I'm kind of curious. If you want to, I'm not gonna make you do that. But yeah, if you want to, I'd be down. And, like, I'm also somebody that doesn't take that shit heavy. Right? I don't take somebody being like an abusive relationship or in pain or just suffering or whatever in a way that affects me. So I can healthily man those conversations. Like I can, in a healthy way, moderate and run those conversations on heavier topics because it's not tearing me down. I am willing. They don't have any info that can dox me. Yeah, send it to me. Absolutely. Some random fucking interstate in Florida. Somehow that feels more correct. Like, somehow I'd be more surprised if it wasn't. That feels like the place where all the things happen. That extra experience chest. It's those principles that make me excited for this community and this stream. Without recognizing that that's what mattered, that's why I do these things. I couldn't capitalize. If I couldn't do that, I couldn't capitalize on it and build on it. It was there, but we couldn't start construction on this community without me understanding it. I had to make the blueprints and I had to really understand the architecture first. And now we do. And that's one of the reasons I'm so excited with each day. Oh, I see. Wow. Holy shit. So you flipped off the road, got caught by a fence, and then... Yeah, because the cab of the car is still intact. Damn. Glad you're here, guys. Hey, now we have a community memory that's like, hey, remember that time that guy almost died? Oh. That can be a thing now, you know? It's kicked off at interstate speeds. That's great. It's definitely different, like, thinking about what it's like to get kicked off at interstate speeds and, like, what actually happened. 70 to 80, and all of a sudden I'm on the grass and the brakes don't work. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, that's fucking crazy. Yeah, car goes far. The car will run the distance. No, he's got more reach than me. Upside down hanging above my seatbelt. I know that feeling. When the crash starts, like, it just all rolls together so quickly. It's like, it's almost as if you snapped and then, like, you're just in a new seat. Like, that's why I was questioning whether or not I actually fell unconscious when I hit that tree, because it felt so stark. It was like all of a sudden I was driving, and now I am surrounded by blackberry bushes, and there is steam coming from my car. Like, my radiator's broken. Like, snapping out of a really weird dream minus the change in consciousness. Yeah. Like, yeah, that's actually a great way to describe it. Like waking up from a dream, but you never, like, lost the consciousness. And then you're like, did that really just fucking happen? Like at first you're like, okay, nothing happened. Like in our case, I do not know what it's like if you actually get injured, like seriously injured. But you're just like, all right, I'm fine. And then you start thinking about it. It's like, holy shit, I just got in an accident. Talking about my family, I related it to a roller coaster a lot because that's physically very similar to how it felt. Ah, right, because you got thrown around. Mine wasn't nearly that violent. I mean, like, I didn't roll. But yeah, I get that. MLG promo. If the scorpions aren't coming. Oh, there's a dude over here. You can just kill that dude. Ooh, thank you for the lurk, Archmage's Faust. You know, honestly, I've been at way more violent roller coasters in retrospect. That's a crazy thing to say. It's definitely something. Oh, you know what? That's the thing that we really get out of it. Okay, this is back to the conversation about the community. Just seeing you send that little yeah emote. Because I know what the core is. And I can start building off of that. We can make a foundation of it. Everyone else can build off of it too. Because I didn't know why I was doing this, couldn't really say why you would want to bring somebody into stream and like why the community matters or why to watch this stream rather of another or whatever. At what point should I go to this community? But now we do. It's to be seen. So it feels like a little victory every time that somebody's around. Because that's like what the goal is of all of this. That we can have a shared goal at this table. At the table of the Deepwood. It's very nice. And it feels very, very good. Nice! I was aiming for that. That was sick. And like that's what I'm really excited to bring, because it was something that I've wanted to bring from the beginning. But I just didn't feel like I could. I didn't know. I didn't know what I was doing, or what I wanted to do with it, or why. Now I do. And I am so excited to see, to give people the chance to invest into the community and what we're doing. Because now we're actually doing a specific thing. It also gives me a much more objective view of what a successful stream looks like. Oh, that explosion is so big. I was literally running away for that reason. Other people will find their way here and get what they need out of it. I think people definitely will. I think people definitely will. And I also know how I want to edit my clips and stuff. Like when I'm advertising on TikTok and whatnot. YouTube Shorts. It's this shit. This is the good shit. So I'd risen from the average entertainers stream, and I love it. It definitely is different, isn't it? I'm glad you do. I think it's a lot of people. I know I've. I can't believe I killed that with a wrench. That thing is a beast. Oh, she looks so happy. I'm so glad. When did she have the eye patch?
This is when after he almost got murdered by twice, when the guy, remember when somebody like put twice like tried and kill her, and then
Right, and then he saved her.
this is after.
Yeah. Actually gonna go to sleep now. It's probably a good time. I'm probably gonna go to sleep soon too. I have had a little bit too much sugar caffeine, so I'm probably not going to go to bed quite yet. But some of you are going to sleep. Sleep well. This will be the beginning of a very long history of a very weird family. Oh shit. I would jorp if I could. Babe? We should add jorp to stream modes. The people should jorp live. I will figure that out. Did you send me the file then? Oh, there's like a reason we're gathering every other day. Gathering to check in on people. Sure, you know, like that's it. And then like we're playing games as background to the discussion. Which it makes sense why I just felt so good putting down the control. I would do that. Just talk. Because that's possible. As far as that's what we're doing. Dorp will be on next stream. Day after tomorrow. Oh man, I miss saying that. I miss saying that. I'm really really glad I did. I've been trusting my intuition a lot more. That's been hugely helpful. You know what? I'll make that into a YouTube video. Why not? Even if it's not a good YouTube video, it's something I want to do, and I don't give a shit if it's that is something I am shoving into my little brain. It's about me. That little freak. Using emotes is important. Close. I used to sit and deliberate. What do I want to do with this stream? Where do I want to take this? And I had no answers. I never found any answers to that question. Because I didn't know where I wanted to take it in general, let alone next. What the fuck next mean in this context? It makes me proud of like the work that we've done as a community, that we've been here, the work that I've done as person. This took a lot of personal work. I'm very proud of it. I think I've also recognized oh, you son of a bitch. That's my fault. Those guys hold those for a long time before they throw them. Completely zoned out. I should get to sleep. Ooh, Ooh, thank you for the stretch and the hydrates, Faust. I appreciate that. Just probably finish my thought. Oh. Anyways, there's a particular reason to be here. There's like a particular goal. With all of this. Oh, right, being proud of the work that I've done for like myself as a person and us building this stream, because this matters so much to me. It more than justifies all of the work. Even though all of it was worth doing at the time, like, it adds up to something that's so significant and nice. I'm not thinking about the reward anymore. I'm not thinking about, like, what it's gonna be like, or like, oh, I gotta do this to get to the point that I'm streaming full-time. I'm really excited to do that because we can do more of this, and there's, like, more we can do as a community, and there's more that we can do to build this up. But I'm really happy with all of this. So, to make sure that we're doing it healthily, I'm gonna head to sleep. Good to see you, Faust. Welcome home. Sleep well. I'll see you guys all the day after tomorrow.